Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. So I did a quick search on YouTube for a rear bumper replacement on a 97 to 2004 Heritage F-150, but I couldn't find any videos for some strange reason, so I decided to do a video of the replacement myself. Hopefully I'll help someone. So as you can see, my rear bumper isn't destroyed or anything, but it does have some issues. Number one, it's old and it has faded trims that have been sitting in Texas heat for 20 years. And number two, it recently hooked up with a Suburban rear ball hitch and it pulled the bumper back where it deformed it, so I decided to replace it. No one way to remove the bumper, but I think the easiest way in my opinion is to remove the 4 bolts that are right next to the rear license plate lights. 2 over here and 2 over here. And this is what it looks like underneath the truck. Starting from the license plate, you move to the side and you have 2 bolts, and then to the other side you got 2 more. First thing you need to do is to remove the license plate light socket. So you just twist it, pull it out. I actually removed the bolt earlier, so I'm just going to take it out and stick it in here. Gotta keep it in place for now. Then what I'm going to do is take a 21mm socket, loosen both of these, I'm going to keep the top one because obviously I don't want the bumper to like fall on my stomach here. But I'm going to loosen and remove the bottom one. And the reason for that is because I'm by myself and I don't have a buddy to hold up the bumper for me. So I'm going to go back up and have to lift up the bumper while removing the last bolt by hand. Alright, so we got 1 there and 1 there left, and let's go back up. As you can see, 2 of the bolts have been removed and there's only 1 left over here, which means there's only 1 bolt holding the whole bumper up. So I'm gonna support it with my knee, then remove the last one. You can see what I'm doing from here. Be a little bit shaky for a while. It's not real heavy, but it's not light either. That's this one. And I have to like remove the bumper now. And let go of the camera. The bumpers came out, and I'm gonna drop it off to the ground. This is what the bumper looks like underneath from the bottom up view. And as you can see, it's held by these 2, what is this, 13mm bolts. So I'm just going to take these off, put these in. Same thing on the other side, 13mm. Alright, now I'm gonna flip this thing over so I can remove the plastic trims, the step pads or whatever they call them. So we have one step pad over here, one over here. As you can see, the step pads are being held by these plastic clips, and as far as I know, they're a one-way thing. Once you pop them out, they'll break, and then you have to replace the whole entire step pad. You can't just pop them out and then pop them right back in. So I'm just gonna take a screwdriver and then stick it in here and pop it off. There you go. And it's really dirty up here, even though it's supposed to be chrome. Cannot even tell that it's chrome. For the other side, flathead screwdriver or any other kind. Not really. Now we're gonna flip this thing up and see what kind of retainers we have. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Torx screws. I don't know what size Torx this is, so I'm gonna have to go to Sears and try to find the right size. Then I'll be back later. After you pop off the step pad, you get a bunch of these little plastic clips. Like I said, it's a one-way street. There's no putting them back on, especially if they're the original ones, where they become pretty brittle. So might as well replace everything. This is what the truck looks like without its rear bumper. You can see where the 4 bolts and nuts go into right there. 2 and then 2 more. Easy. So anyways, it's been a couple days and I didn't know which Torx screws size these were, so I decided to get a kit just to be safe. And here it is. Let's open it up and see what's in there. And here it is, the CARBYNE 36-piece Torx bit set, which includes the T55, which I think is the one that I'm gonna need here. Boy, these guys sure love boxes. So after an outer box and inner box and the plastic box, we get this. There you go, and I think what I need is going to be this one right here. T60 55. There you go, let's try it. So apparently I had guessed wrong. What we need is actually a T45, which is this one right here, which should fit perfectly. Bam, just like that. There you go, and let's repeat that with this one. That one over there, and one over there. So after all that, you arrive to this, which is the frame of the bumper, so to speak. And then you have the skin of the bumper, which is, well, the bumper itself. So what I'm going to do now is just use rubberized undercoating so it doesn't get all rusty. And then I'll mount the bumper back on once it's dry. I'm also going to remove these retainer clips because I want to use brand new hardware, so I don't have to like redo it later if it gets all rusty. Pry these out here. Same thing for over here, which this one is pretty rusty, as you can see. So right now I'm just cleaning the frame of the bumper and drying it out and getting ready to apply the undercoating. Alright, so let's get ready to apply this thing right here, the 3M rubberized undercoating. They actually have a different version now because this can was from years ago when I did the front bumper. They have an industrial grade one, which is a little bit more expensive but better, I think. But this works for me. So this is what the frame of the bumper looks like after it has been coated with the rubberized undercoating. It actually has been a month since I started this project, but I had to stop it for a while because my sister came to town and drove my car over a curb, blew out 2 tires, destroyed 2 wheels, and so I had to drive around in my F-150 with no bumper for several weeks. Women drivers, I tell you. So this is the direct result of my sister driving my car over a curb. And I was reviewing my previous video footage from a month ago, and during the rush, I totally forgot to record the coating of the rubberized undercoating on the frame of the bumper itself. So I'm gonna have to show you how to do it a different way. So the original rubberized undercoating can ran out. Actually, there were 2 of them and both ran out, so I got this stuff at AutoZone, and it's supposed to be professional grade, but it's actually not all that good. I prefer the original white cans. So this one, well, it's supposed to be professional, but I noticed that whenever you spray it, it comes out in clumps a lot, and the other one never did that. And also I read the reviews that there are complaints about how it doesn't hold up very well, and then some people can scrape it off with their fingernails, but I think if you dry it for several days to a week, you should not have that problem. Okay, so let me show you a tip that I've learned while doing this. See how the surface has some clumps on it? Well, that's actually from the professional grade, quote unquote, cans. Well, the original never did that. But in order to avoid that, what I do is, so I'll spray, but you want to go like quickly, go psh, and then psh, left and right, very slightly. Don't just go psh in one spot, otherwise it will be really clumpy. The point is, you just want to go psh, and then psh, just like that. Make sense? Then let it dry and repeat. Light coat, even, left to right. Okay, let me show you something else real quick. If we go underneath, you'll see that the surface is a lot smoother, and the reason for that is because I use the original non-professional grade cans, and it is way smoother than the professional grade, quote unquote. So I definitely like the original one way better. See that? Smooth, perfect. That compared to the professional grade, see how it's all clumpy and not smooth at all? Yeah, I don't like that at all. It's just, this is about as smooth as I could get it, but it's still not any good. So this is the hard way in case you were curious. I went ahead and replaced all the hardware, even though some of it was still usable, simply because I just knew everything and would rather not redo this in a few years. But you can get this either at the dealership or online at much cheaper prices. You do have to know the part number though, which I did not have. Okay, so at this point all that I'm doing here is just putting the hardware back on there and reversing the process. Just slapping these on there and putting the bumper back on. I have to let go of the camera because I can't do this with one hand. Okay, so here's one that's just snapped right in. And let's do the other one. Same thing, I'm gonna have to let go of the camera here. Pretty easy though, with two hands. Okay, so that one snapped right in, and then you do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're all set. So let's remove the strap and open the box up. See how the genuine OEM Ford one has a coating on the inside? I think it's basically just painted black to better prevent corrosion. It's real nice. Let's flip it over and see what the chrome looks like. Look at the shine, it's just so perfectly shiny, and the chrome is just perfect. I like it. Okay, so this is the bumper in its full glory in sunlight. As you can tell, it's really shiny. Perfect. So at this point, we're pretty much done. I don't have a buddy to help me to put the bumper back on, so I have to use both hands without the camera to snap it up back on there. Put the 4 Torx 45 screws on there, and I'm about to tighten them up. One thing that you do have to do though is to swivel this a little bit to get it to go around the lip, and that should fit right in. And here's my favorite part right here. Bam! Genuine Ford. The knockoffs will not have that stamped directly on the bumper. Ford all the way, baby. Look at how beautiful and shiny this is. Perfect chrome. Now all I have to do is put all the trims back on and it should be all set. So here are the license plate light covers. I went ahead and went with the chrome ones instead of the original silvers, simply because the bumper is chrome, so why not, right? I have another F-150 that has black wheels and a painted bumper, so I went black on that one, but this one I definitely want chrome. I think it'll look a lot better. So sure enough, the chrome is insane on this thing. Chrome on chrome. And let's put it in. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Just all chrome all around. I think I'm gonna have to like use both hands again here. See you guys in a bit. Okay, after snapping it right in, look how beautiful it is. Just pure chrome. Chrome on chrome. Well, it's plastic, but chrome on chrome. It's gorgeous. Okay, same thing here, snaps right in. Chrome on chrome. It's beautiful. Look at the shine. After that, it's just a matter of putting the JDM Star LED lights back in, and that should do it. So that goes in here. So it's now nighttime because I had to go get some tools and pick up food at Walmart and that kind of stuff. Fortunately, I have this Bosch flashlight here, which is magnetic, which is perfect. Ba-bam! Perfect. So I'm just gonna finish screwing these in. Well, y'all get the idea. So there's 1, 2, hard to see over there, but 3, 4. Yeah, let me finish this one and I'll be right back. Same thing over here, 2 Torx nuts. I placed the light a little bit higher, that way it gets more coverage. This is really cool stuff. Snaps right into the tailgate. Rechargeable. Bosch flashlight. So I tightened the 4 nuts, but not all the way, because if you look underneath, there are 2 bolts that go up to the bumper that will have to fit flush into this hole right here. And one of those 3 holes over there. And it has to be perfectly flush. You can see right there. So I'm gonna put these in, but I'm missing the 2 J clips, so I'll have to go get those first. Put the bolts in here and then tighten them all at once. That way we know they're aligned. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to put these 4 retainers into the 4 holes right there, so they will keep the license plate on. And these are nothing fancy. I just went to the hardware section at Lowe's and found the generic one for like $1 each. $1 for 2 pieces rather. And that's it. Cheap. So now I'm just going to install these retainers in the 4 holes to keep the license plate on. And I'm only going to install 2 of the screws, but I'm going to put all 4 on the bumper so the license plate doesn't scratch the bumper. There's 2 here and 2 here. And I'll put the Bosch flashlight back inside. See? Snaps right in. Real convenient. So once again, it's nighttime, but I want to finish this before it starts raining tomorrow. So the next step is the center trim, and here's the part number. OEM, of course. So let's see what it looks like inside of here, and we'll put it on. Doing this one-handed once again. And there you go. Let's put this on and be done with it. So this trim piece has 4 clips that plug directly into the bumper, so that should be plug and play. Very easy. Let's try it. So that goes there. So all you do is make sure that the clips line up with the hole and give it a little tap and it should go right in. So before I put the bumper trim back on, I decided to do the underbody coating underneath the trim as well, and this is what it looks like finished when it's dry. It's pretty good actually. Same thing over on this side. It's just a little dirty because I was at the gas station and this random guy asked me for a ride back home, which is kind of weird, but okay, whatever. Okay, so this should be the very last phase of this project. Here are the trim pieces for the top of the bumper. that's the number right here for the left side. Excuse me, the right side rather. And let's just slap it in and that should do it. And this is what the back of the trim pieces look like. They have these push and lock tabs that once you put in, they lock in place, and that's what keeps the trim piece stuck to the bumper. And this is what you get after you pop all the tabs in. Very flush and straight.